everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is June the 8th, 2021, and today the topic is wisdom. Well, updates, y'all, updates. Well, yesterday, it's funny that the day kind of just ran away from me. Like at one point, it was the morning time and going through the regular stuff of, doing the juice, trying to go back to sleep. Husband goes out to work. AJ wakes up, the whole normal day process. By the time AJ gets up, I give him breakfast, X, Y, and Z. But I spent majority of the morning yesterday just trying to find some help. As you guys know, I've been, trying to expand the horizons of God, Sex, and Love, and, I guess, I don't know what led me to, I remember. I think I was posting on Instagram. I was posting this stuff on Instagram, because I post every day. The Instagram is God, Sex, and Love. But anyway, I post on Instagram every day, and so I want to say, while I was posting, I saw someone advertising their personal assistant services, and I was like, okay, that might be something I need to look into, right? So I was getting ready to fill out that person's stuff, but you know how you could be, it's like, how can I say? It's like, you know how sometimes you can go on the website and this is going to be expensive. You know what I mean? So it was giving me that vibe. And it's not that whoever it is wasn't worth whatever they're charging. But at the same time, with me being in my situation, I need something that I can handle. You know what I mean? Something that won't hurt me and my family to invest, or whatever the case is, because I don't have a lot. But with what I have, I feel like, I'm trying to do the best that I can with it. And, I feel like so far so good. I feel like, the general plan that me and my husband have and things like that are, going to help us in the long run. I feel like I've been able to still, take care of things, the things that I've needed to take care of in our home, as well as, investing in myself and everything like this, where it's like, whether it's, creating more episodes or creating more content in general, books, whatever the case is. And so, but obviously, to just across the board, for more eyes and ears to be on GSL would mean, just more growth overall, And so, not to say that I've done all I can do, but I'm just one person. You know what I mean? I am just one person, and I know my husband sees me as a superwoman, and I know sometimes even I try to be, superwoman, and I do so many different types of things and whatnot, and I do get some joy out of that, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, too, I know the benefits of having help. And I know the benefits of allowing someone else to help me. You know what I'm saying? For example, y'all know I talk about them all the time, but my guys in Pakistan, it's been a great help for them to be on board and to be doing the things they're doing for me. Even though it's just editing, right? It's editing the talk show. But that's like hours of time that I don't have to do that, which gives me more time to, record and whatever else, you know what I mean? So the more I record, and if I can send it to them, then that's just, you know what I mean? Because I can edit, I can do some things. I feel like, the majority of things on my YouTube reflect that. I want to say majority of things that's on my YouTube are things that I edited. However, it's like, Was my computer having an update? It's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. But I say all that to say, I'm sharing all this to say that, I acknowledge that, perhaps I need some help when it comes to this whole marketing thing and just getting more eyes and ears on God, sex, and love and everything, right? And so I started to look into this virtual assistant opportunity. And, one of my favorite places to go. And, technically I could promote this as, another source of income for me. But I'm going to just go ahead and shout it out because y'all already know that I tend to use Fiverr a lot. And so I went to Fiverr to go and see, if I could find someone and whatnot. And so, I did inbox a few people that I saw. Then I decided to do a post to get people to come to me. Since I had so much success with the last 2 times I've done it. I did it for when I found Sammy. You know what I mean? I did it when I was like, hey guys, I'm doing a talk show. I need an editor, blah, blah, blah. Ended up finding Sammy, and then same thing for another project that my group knows about, my Unwind Self-Care and Sip Spa. Y'all know already, but in regards to the general public, y'all don't know yet. So if you're a lady, you might want to join the group because then you get some inside info on one of the projects I'm working on. But even that, I put that out there saying, hey, I need this, I need some help with this area, and I found someone and everything. That's been great. She's been awesome, and I'm excited to hopefully continue to work with her and everything like that. And so, same thing, right? So I decided to try it again. 3 for 3, y'all. 3 for 3. And so I put it out there. I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is, what I'm comfortable doing per week, which means like, obviously it will be something a month. And everything like that. And so, after vetting several different people, I was kind of down for 2, but I ended up, I guess technically you would say hiring. I ended up hiring a lady in Kenya. Her name is Elizabeth, and so far so good. We'll see. But I'm excited. It seems as if I appreciate already her willingness to take some ownership in these endeavors of mine, and to I can already kind of tell she's diligently seeking ways to assist me. The first task I gave her is just pretty much like check out all my stuff I got going on, like just look at my pages, and just give me some general feedback. So that was pretty much my first task that I gave. So yeah, I'm excited to see like what will happen with this, but I guess I share all this again to say that thank you to the ones of you that support financially. I appreciate everybody that support anyway. I do. However, I want to share, I guess I'm sharing this to show those of you all that support me financially that it's not just supporting me at this point. It's like, the more I have to work with, the more I'm able to, pay it forward to other people that apparently are around the world at this point. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's 2 gentlemen in Pakistan that I'm working with, constantly that, I don't know how it's helping and blessing them, to get my orders. But, obviously I know I'm grateful every time I get a Fiverr order. So, I'm just saying, like, and they've expressed that their gratitude as well, to receive my orders. And so, it's been a good working relationship over the past year. And so now to be able to, hopefully build the same thing with these other individuals and artisans and people that, are just trying to, I guess, expand their horizons and find ways to make extra income by using this app Fiverr. And so That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Thank you to those that donate. Thank you to those that have signed up to be sponsors and everything like that. And I truly appreciate it. This is where it's going. It's not necessarily, I mean, obviously it goes to help my household as well in general, but it also has been going out as well to keep this thing going and everything like that. So I just thank and praise God, right? I thank and praise God for this opportunity to just be, I guess, I feel like to be used by God in a way that hopefully, like, I hope I'm blessing you all with just what I'm doing here and sharing. But at the same time, too, I know that, like, I'm financially blessing others as well. And people have financially blessed me as well. Like, like I said, I appreciate every order that I've received on Fiverr. Anybody that asked me to, read their children's book, things like that, it has been a blessing to receive, that as well. And so, I don't know, I had a whole, I don't want to reveal too much, but I did kind of think and have a whole time to really, really think about giving and whatnot on Sunday. And so I got something in the works that I'm going to tell you guys about whenever it's time. But, so I guess I've had time to reflect on that is what I'm saying. But, excuse me, reflect on that recently. But yeah, so that's what's going on. And so shout out to Elizabeth over in Kenya. Thank you so much for what you've already done. I'm looking forward to see, what you have to say about, what your girl has been doing all this time. Because it's like, again, just like with the gentleman that created the intro for, the juice, the new intro. It's just good to get fresh eyes on the content to then see, like, what other people are seeing and hearing by tuning in and whatnot. So I'm excited to see what her feedback is going to be. And yeah, so that's what's going on with that. So that's what happened yesterday. So that on top of just, next thing I knew, it was like later on in the evening, I was like, goodness gracious, of course, giving my son lunch and all that other stuff. And, next thing I know, after I had did all that vetting and whatnot, and finally, decided on hiring Elizabeth and all this stuff. My husband came back home. It was like the day just kind of flew by in a way, but yeah, that was yesterday. I feel like there was something else that happened. Oh yeah. I ended up talking to a lady from my hometown, but maybe you guys will hear more about that. But I ended up speaking with her after I went live, because that's another thing too. I just happened to go live. I felt led to go live in my group, and I ended up sharing some announcements, sharing about, the things I'm working on, and also put out some opportunities for giveaways in my group and things like that. So again, if you guys are interested in, wine or nail polish or lady empowerment or self-care tips or, what else we doing there? Just overall, I guess, good vibes, as people say. And then check out my group, Unwind Self-Care and Sip Spies, here on Facebook. You also can go to unwindselfcare.com to check out, all the things that I have and whatnot. So I decided to go live in my group yesterday, and then that led up to me having a conversation with somebody, a really nice conversation, and that could be a potential guest. I'll just put it like that. And then, yeah, that's it. I mean, that was pretty much my day. Obviously, it felt pretty full, to be honest. But, yeah, that's how yesterday went. So, in regards to this morning, woke up, did my whole routine and everything like that. And so then, the word wisdom stood out to me as I was doing, as I was listening to my prayer and meditation. And so, because of that, I decided to look up the Bible verses centered around wisdom, felt confirmation in my heart and mind, and so here we are. So let's get into it. So one of the first things I did was to look up the definition of wisdom. It says, the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. That also led me to look up the word wise. So that says having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment. I also ended up looking up the word quality, because that was the only difference between wisdom and wise. That's what I noticed. That the only difference was that wisdom said the quality of having experience, and then wise was just having or showing experience or whatever. So quality says the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, the degree of excellence of something, the degree of excellence of something, a distinctive attribute or characteristic possessed by someone or something. So I know that was just a lot, right? But that's what I ended up looking up, all three of those definitions, just to get like some background of what we feel like wisdom is. But let's see what the Bible got to say, right? So obviously one of the first verses I came across this morning was James 1:5. It says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. I looked at the word reproach, and it said the expression of disapproval or disappointment. So basically it's saying here that God will give us wisdom generously without the expression of disapproval or disappointment. So if anyone lacks wisdom, we should ask God. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory to me. I guess it's one of those things, right? Because I know yesterday we were kind of talking about science and all this stuff, and a lot of people feel as if they are wise, right? A lot of people feel as if they have wisdom, but then there's a lot of people that don't acknowledge God. And so, do you truly have wisdom? If God is who is gives us wisdom, I don't know. It's just something to think about. But yeah. Now James 3:17, it says, but the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. So that's the wisdom from above. So I guess this just came to my mind right now. Perhaps we should compare that with the wisdom of the world, or the wisdom that I just spoke of in regards to the way people view life and whatnot, without God, right? Without the acknowledgement of God. I don't know. I didn't think deep on that this morning. I'm just saying that just came to me just now as I read it. So perhaps that's something we should let marinate on our hearts and minds. Now, Proverbs 1:7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Well, now that we think about it, right? What is the main issue that people have with the Bible? Right? Okay. The three that come to my mind, and I think these are the three that Pastor David Lynn spoke on, at least two of them. But, other than, I guess, what it says about slavery, because you hear people say that, then you hear what people say about what it says about women, even though both of those things is, I feel like you really got to study the Bible and read it for yourself to understand what both of those things are saying, and ask God to understand what both of those things are saying. So I'm not offended by what I read about women and slavery in the Bible, but I don't know. But somehow, again, the narrative is that there's all this, to feel negative about what it says about slavery and slavery and women. However, the other thing that I feel like people have issue with when it comes to the Bible is the part where it tells us what to do, right? Nobody wants to be told what to do. And so, I guess in a way we despise wisdom and instruction. So because there's this book full of wisdom and instruction, then I guess that's why it's being despised, right? At least by those that, well, I mean, hey, the Bible calls those people fools. But, I mean, I'm just saying what the Bible says. I'm not, calling people fools. But I'm just saying, hey, that's what the Bible calls people that despise wisdom and instruction. Again, that's something to let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. I mean, I guess you can figure out if that's something you want to be or not. I think most of us want to be wise. I don't think many of us want to be called a fool or be a fool, but I mean, I guess one would wonder, right, when it comes to again what we look at going on in the world. But hey, y'all can let that marinate. Now, Ephesians 5:15 through 16 says, "Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is." I don't know, y'all. When I came across that verse this morning, it made me chuckle. I just was like, okay, Lord. I see. But yeah, I guess what stood out to me the most in that is that part that says, "But understand what the will of the Lord is." Yeah, so it's good. It's good. Again, I mean, I do believe that most of us want to be wise or use wisdom, in our everyday lives and everything. I like to think optimistically that people generally, prefer wisdom over foolishness. Even though, honestly, you see quite the opposite when you look around. I mean, I don't know if that's just me making that observation, but I mean, well, I guess we should, think and pray about that and everything like that. But however, friend, if you are interested in gaining more wisdom or, learning more about wisdom or whatever the case is, you guys can check out the Go Deeper section now. I started off by giving you all, well, I guess I might as well say it because it's the only verse that I wrote, and it's Proverbs 3:13 through 18. I started with that. But as I was coming across so many Proverbs, I just was like, you know what? Proverbs. Check out Proverbs. See where God leads you. After you guys check out Proverbs 3:13 through 18. Then from there, peruse the section of Proverbs and see what the Lord sends you and has you receive from checking out Proverbs in its entirety or whatever. You know what I mean? Because obviously that's where, I say all the wisdom is, but majority of the wisdom texts are. There's a lot of words of wisdom in Proverbs, and so yeah, you guys can just feel around, see where the Lord leads you, and go from there, y'all. Now, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 126:5. It says, "They that sow in tears shall reap in joy." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
There's no time to get my nails done. Oh, I know. I went to unwindselfcare.com and got my 100% nail polish strips. Thanks, Unwind Self Care.